My name is Lacey and welcome back to Late Night Coloring Mama. Tonight we are going to continue with part 2 of the coloring chat for the Mystery Mosaics. Use color to reveal secret images. It's book 9 by Mindware. It's a coloring collection, color by number. So I thought we'd pick up where we left off. And we are using the dual tip coloring markers, Ohuhu, and we are using the brush tip. I am also going to be using one Dabo and Shabo marker because I could not find the right color that I would want for this picture for one color. So let's get started where we left off. This is the picture. Looks like a yummy drink, maybe a smoothie on the beach. And we're going to start at number 6, which is going to be red. So I chose, this is the Ohuhu dual tip coloring marker, and I chose number 14, Deep Scarlet Red, and I am using the brush tip. This is the brush tip. I'll show you what the fine looks like, which I usually like fine tip. These ones feel a little different to me, but they'll work. Alright, so let's start at number 6. Let's see how this color looks. That looks like a slushy red or icy. Do you guys remember slushies or ices? Oh, I love them. When I was in middle school, if you didn't get the regular lunch menu, you could get whatever else they had. And this was years ago. I don't even know if schools have this anymore. I know my son at his school, he doesn't. They eat what they make. That's what they get, or they have to bring a lunch. But when I went to public school, and it was like a la carte, where you could, yeah, they had slushies. They had slushies. You could get a slushie every day if you wanted with your lunch. They had someone making them every day. So yeah, they were okay. I mean, they weren't my favorite, but I liked the slushies that we had back in the mall when I was a kid, when we had a mall. We had a place called Caramel Corn, and they made caramel corn, but they had slushies too. So that was pretty cool. And I would get a slushie there once in a while. Also in middle school, for like 50 cents, you could get these ginormous cookies, like chocolate chip. And in the mall, we used to have a place called the Cookie Jar. And you could get huge cookies for like 50 cents there, and they were all different kinds. And I remember that too. I think I was only in it once because I wasn't really a huge cookie eater. I still ain't a huge cookie eater, but now the ones at school were pretty good. Got them once in a while. Yeah, my son goes to a private school and they don't have that option. They get what's for lunch on the lunch menu, which I like. I wish they did that when I was younger, but they didn't. So it was more tempting to get other things. But you had to pay more, so your parents would notice if your lunch money was getting lower. Like, why is this going so quick? I think I would usually bring extra money, like cash or something. I don't remember. It was so long ago. Over 25 years ago, so. Is anyone else coloring tonight? I am definitely in the mood to color tonight. Like I color most nights, but sometimes I'm like in like a super happy mood to color, like I want to color multiple pictures. Do you guys get that way? Or you just get in like a super mood and want to keep going at the hobby for like hours on end? That's how I'm feeling tonight. I don't think this video will be too long. We'll see. Because we're maybe halfway, a little over halfway done. We did some good progress the other day. Last night I was working on a coloring picture, a regular picture, that I'm hoping to finish by the end of the month. I'm not sure how the colors are going to look that I picked out, because I usually try to pick out my colors before I color the picture. Sometimes I'll add another color in, but any picture I always try to pick out what I have in mind, like what I see, because I see colors usually in my mind of what I want the picture to look like. Are any of you like that? Visual, you see stuff like that and pick the colors and hope it turns out? If it doesn't, that's okay. Just paper. It's fun to try new things anyway. So if you're coloring tonight, what are you coloring? Are you coloring some PDFs? Are you coloring in a certain coloring book? Are you coloring a picture that you drew? What are you coloring? I'd be interested to hear, and I'm always like hearing about books that I haven't heard about. I mean, there's tons of books that I love, that would I love to have. I know I won't ever get them all, but it doesn't hurt. I always put them on my list and decide at some point. This red is really pretty. Kind of looks like a Jolly Rancher red too. And cherry is my favorite Jolly Rancher. Do you guys like Jolly Ranchers? Do you have a favorite? They're all good to me. I like them all, but cherry's always been my favorite. I remember when they used to sell the long sticks of them, Jolly Ranchers, when I was a kid. I don't think I've seen them anymore. Maybe they still sell them at some places, but I haven't seen them here. We used to get them for like 15 cents. I remember that. I remember the packaging and everything. Or the huge Laffy Taffies. Those were the best. I think those were like 50 cents too. We had a gas station that was kind of by our fairgrounds. And I could walk when I was younger. Me and my friends would walk and bring some money and get snacks. We'd get them for like sleepovers or, you know. Or malt cups. Those were good. And they used to sell shock tarts. I don't even know if they make those anymore. But ooh, those were sour. And me and my friend used to always buy those clearly Canadian sparkling drinks because we loved them. Haven't had one of those in years either. Or Orbits. I don't even know. I don't think they make those. Maybe they do still. The little floaty things in them. So funny, all the things I remember when I look at a color. That looks like a yummy drink. Does anyone else have this book? Are you coloring along with me? I've been enjoying coloring in these books. I'm trying to color in all of them, and I'm doing a great job so far of coloring in my books. My son was actually drawing tonight. He hasn't drawn in a long time. It's been a while. Well, I shouldn't say a long time, but it's been a while. He said, "Can we color tomorrow, Mom?" I'm like, "Sure." It's going to be rainy. It's supposed to be tomorrow. Like rainy. I think they said it's going to be in the 40s and like rain. We have a rain chance between 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. So it might rain all day. Who knows? And then after that, they said starting at 10 p.m. we could get snow. So we'll see. And he also wants to do the donut puzzle that we've been working on for a long time. We don't work on it every night, just some nights, if we get in the mood. I have like this puzzle board you set it on. And I put it on a table and we just, whenever we feel like doing it, we would do it. My son's like, "Can we work on that again?" I said, "Yes." The last time we did, my daughter and him were kind of arguing as kids do. When she's so young, she doesn't understand all the things. She's pretty good at putting puzzles together, but she gets frustrated easy. So we had to put it away for a while. Yum, that looks good. That kind of makes me want a slushie. I haven't had one in so long. I know our gas station has them. My kids will love them too. Today, though, it was another beautiful day out. It was 67. 67. Right away this morning, there were swans on the lake. And I don't know if I mentioned before, I might have, that we don't see them too often. It's been a few years back since we've seen them on there. Today, I think my husband counted 15 swans on the lake. Usually there's just the geese. There were swans too. It was pretty. They're pretty. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that's it with that. The next one we're going to do is number 11, yellow. There is actually another color by number book like this that I'm working on, hoping to finish by the end of the month. And there are so many colors, way more than this. And this one has, let's see, 18. Well, technically 17 because of blank space you leave white. But yeah, it has way more than that. I was like, oh, okay. I just picked a page randomly and I was like, well, we'll color this. And I'm like, look at all the colors. So I'm excited to see what that is and what that turns out to be. Okay, so we're doing 11, which is yellow. So let me get that. So for yellow, I chose yellow cream, number 3. in the Ohuhu. And these I recently looked back up on Amazon and they're not available right now, so I'm not sure. That's a nice yellow. I don't know, it probably looks almost the same, but I'll hold it up when we're finished. It's different. It's really pretty. So today the kids put a couple puzzles together. They're little ones. They didn't do the donut one because that's a large puzzle. It's like, oh, I don't know if it's 300 or 500. I want to say it's 500 pieces. My dad also likes working on puzzles. He's actually put quite a few together and framed them. My husband's good at doing puzzles too. I was okay, and then I started getting better and enjoying them more, so. Okay, let's see. I think that's it for 11, so let's move to 9, which is goldenrod. Okay, so then I chose number 4, deep yellow, for the Ohuhu. So we'll see how that looks. And I have swatched these, and I have looked at my swatch chart a few times. Sometimes I don't, though. I just kind of go with the flow. But if I'm really like looking, I'll use my swatch chart. The color by numbers, I don't really too much use the swatch chart. Just my regular pictures. So while the kids did their puzzles today, I think they did 2 or 3, I think 3 today. And I clean my kitchen, and I do this weekly. I wipe down my cabinets, top to bottom. And then I wipe down my walls. Wiped down my sink and cleaned it really good. And the little, I don't know, what is it called? It's like a tray. It's a metal tray that sits in your sink. I have one of those. So I scrubbed that up. Wipe the counters. I have white quartz countertops, so I'm always, cleaning them. I don't want anything stained on them. And my cabinets are like, I don't even know how to describe the color. Like a teal or turquoise color. And I absolutely love them. So I wipe those down in the handles, sink, clean the windows. Of course, scrubbing the table and chairs like you do every day. Same with the sink. And then I use dishwasher cleaner on the outside and refrigerator, and they're stainless steel, so I use that to clean them. And then I swept and mopped the floors, and then I opened up some windows and our patio doors in the porch to get a nice breeze going in the house. Oh, so nice. The smell of the fresh air is the best. My dog loves it. She wants to be outside all the time. Still was a little chilly out. I mean, when I was outside, I did have a sweatshirt because it still felt a little chilly. Plus, we live on a lake, so it does get a good breeze. But in the house was warm, so it felt great to get that fresh air and breeze in. Okay, let's see. I think we're done with 9, so we can go to 8. Just orange. So I chose orange, number 7. And then when we were outside today, the kids actually played with some colorful sand from Hobby Lobby. So I don't know what it's called. I forget what it's called. Something sand. I can think of it, but I can't. I can picture it, I should say, but I can't remember the name of it. But they got it from the neighbors, and it's like pink and blue and purple, and they love it. They play with it outside. They like to play with it outside. So I let them, because we have a long like sidewalk area in our back by our patio. So they play that. And that's a lot of fun for them. Okay, so the next color we're going to be using is 7, which is red orange, which I am using the Dabo and Shabo on this one. So this is, and these are like one of my favorite markers. And they have the broad, if I get the, which I don't really use those, the broad. I have, not while I'm recording with you guys, but I've used them when I was coloring my own pictures. I usually use the fine. But yeah, fine's my favorite. I rarely use the broad. I'm not really into that, using the broad, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, let's see how this red orange is gonna look in here. And these markers, I just love them. They color so smooth. Yeah, and that spot's supposed to be white. So I'll have to see. Do we know what this is gonna be? It almost looks like maybe sitting at a beach to me. So yeah, they were playing in the sand for quite a while. My daughter it came with like these little things to make like cakes and ice cream cones, and they were making them out of the little sand. And then my son has his little toys that he was like burying in the little sand. And they're having fun doing that. They did that for quite a while. And then they rode on their scooters for a while. They always want to race. We have like a long, big, wide sidewalk next to our house and a garage. And they love racing up and down that. My daughter is back to herself after splitting her lip, running wild, laughing. She actually, the next day after she split her lip, fell again and skinned up her elbow. She didn't cry or anything. She just said, ow. I was like, oh my goodness. I told her, I said, you better stop running. But no, she still runs. And then she fell on her knee. I don't know if she did it on purpose. Like, you hate to say that, but sometimes, you know, Mom. And I'm like, oh, did you? And she's like, I'm okay. So, and she did, because I gave her a bath tonight, and I seen that her knees were scuffed up too. I'm like, she's scuffed up all over. But she likes to play rough. She likes playing in dirt. She likes all the boys and the girl things. And she's not afraid. When we were at the park yesterday, there was a cute little girl that was there, and my daughter is not shy at all. My son, he's more kind of shy. She was like, friend, want to go down the slide with me? Friend. She kept calling her friend. It was funny. I don't remember if I told you guys that either, but oh, I missed. I gotta go back and get that color. Okay, so let's see. That almost looks like a fruit to me of some sort. Very cool. Okay, so I think I'm going to do number 3 next, which is light brown. So, grab that here. So for that color that I found, I'm using potato brown, number 54. So we'll see. Ooh, this is the one that got a little rough. Now the end of this got a little funny. I think this is the one that I colored in the Color Questopia, where, yeah, these markers do not work in that book since they are water-based. Do any of your brush tip markers get funny on the end? What do you do if they get funny on the end? Because I think this one got a little... I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys. Like, can you see that end? I don't know if I need to, like, if we can, how to, like, fix those. I'm kind of new to the brush marker still, so let me know. Please and thank you. I'd appreciate it. But yes, these markers work great in this book. These types of book. These mystery mosaic Mindware ones, they work fine in. And the kids also played today on their, well, my son's, and he holds my daughter's hands, both of hers, while she tries to jump. A pogo ball. Do any of you remember those from like years ago? My son actually got it for Christmas. It was purchased on Amazon. And he's gotten really good. Like, we just pulled it out. Like, we didn't have it out during Christmas or anything because it was cold. We just pulled it out this week, and he's really good. So I think that's going to be a fun spring, summer, maybe fall thing for them to do. Now, if she gets really good at it, we're going to have to get her one probably, because she always wants to go on it. She's like, can you help me? To her brother. Brother, can you help me? And he always helps her. And the lady at the park thanked me for letting my kids play with her granddaughter. I said, no, my kids love kids. She's like, well, mine doesn't get to play out too much. And I said, well, our kids don't really have neighborhood friends either. She's like, you can't trust too many people nowadays. And she's absolutely right. You can. And that's sad. Okay, the next color I'm going to do is 1, which is brown. So maybe this drink is sitting on a table with some fruit. Maybe that's a fruit. I don't know. That was sitting on the rim of the glass. Maybe it's like a daiquiri. I don't know. Or a smoothie. I don't know. Slushy. Anything fun. Okay, so let me grab this. Okay, so for brown, I chose 53 burnt. I think it's okra. Sorry if I said that wrong. I don't know if I even asked you guys, how are you all doing tonight? What are you doing tonight? Anything fun, exciting, relaxing? Any self-care? I love self-care, especially on Sundays. Taking a nice hot bath, face mask, kids are in bed, get to kind of relax and unwind. I used to do that all the time, and I haven't in a while. I should do that again. It's very relaxing. And sometimes you need it, some self-care, just to relax. And I love like scalding hot baths. I really do. And they have to be like hot for me, otherwise I'm just not comfortable in them. I think I'd be burning my skin off, but no, it's so relaxing. So after the kids were done, well, they weren't technically done playing because Dad went outside after work and he did the remainder of the garden, so they were still out there with him, and I told him I was going to go in and start supper because we were out a lot today for a long time. And I was up at 6. The kids actually slept in today. And the fresh air does that too. Run them wild outside and they just sleep in a little bit. Not always, but sometimes from playing so hard. So I told them I was going to make supper. So I made tostadas. I made refried beans. And then I used what we had. So I didn't have like the lettuce or whatnot, but that's fine. I'm just like, well, we'll do what we have. That's what you do. You make things work till, you know, we get groceries again. So I made the refried beans, made the burger with my homemade taco seasoning. I don't buy the packets. I make my own. And then, okay, hold on. I'm going to grab another color first before I tell you the rest and get a drink because I got a tickle in my throat. Just a moment. Sorry about that. I get tickles in my throat, I feel like, all the time. So we're going to do 22 eggplant. So let me see. So the color I chose for the eggplant, I chose a 24 Blue Violet. I thought that was the closest of what they had out of these markers. Okay, back to the tostadas. So I did the refried beans, the meat with the taco seasoning. And then we had like kind of like a nacho cheese sauce. And then some shredded cheese and queso fresco, which is crumbly cheese. And we're black olive eaters, so we had those on there. And me and my husband had pico on ours. My kids don't eat that. So that was really good. And then I made Spanish rice in the Instapot. So good. So for that, I turn my Instapot on to saute. And once it gets hot, I add in about a tablespoon of olive oil. And then I do about a quarter cup of some diced onion. And then I add a chopped up jalapeno. And I use some minced garlic. And I cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes till it's browned a little bit. Then once that's done, I shut off the Instapot and pour in about 2 cups of chicken stock and stir it to make sure you get the brown bits off the bottom if there is any. And then I add in my seasonings, like chili powder, cumin, paprika, oregano. I'm trying to think what else. I think I'm missing something. Salt. Add salt in there a little bit. And then I stir that up really good and put my rice in. And my rice I use 2 cups and I rinse it before I put it in there. I let it sit for a minute and then I put it in there, pat it down, and then I pour about 2/3 cup of tomato sauce on top and let it sit. Close the Instapot to seal, manual high 3 minutes. And when it's done, I natural release it for 10 minutes. And then I open it up, put in a tablespoon of butter, stir it all around, and it's done. So good. It's a little spicy. Not like crazy spicy. I don't know. I guess everybody's spiciness is different. But I wouldn't give it to my kids. My husband loves it, so do I. And we used to make that all the time. Like all the time. Whenever we had tacos or tostadas or something. And tonight I was like, I'm going to make that again. It's been a while. My husband's actually freeze-dried some of it before. And we tried it once, and it was pretty good. Still pretty good, so. Yeah, my kids, so my daughter, I just like broke apart her tostadas like chips and I put everything on the side for her because she's so little. Like the beans, the cheese, not olives for her, she wouldn't eat those. And the meat, oh, she ate it all. She wanted more, which is great because she's my picky eater. My son ate all his and he ate actually quite a bit more. So that was good. Everybody was happy with their food and ate everything tonight. And I used our canned tomato sauce that we canned, so I still have some left in the jar. So I was thinking tomorrow I'm going to make either lasagna or stuffed shells. I was originally going to make ribs, but then I'm like, well, I got this leftover tomato sauce. And I usually make homemade, like spaghetti sauce and marinara. So I'm probably just going to make like lasagna. I don't have mozzarella cheese, but I'll use what cheese we have left that's shredded that we used tonight. So I think it had mozzarella in it though. It was like a variety of thinly shredded. It'll still be good. I bought these ale and onion Irish bangers. Oh my gosh, they were actually really good. Me and my husband like those. We had those for lunch yesterday. And we don't usually eat them with the bun like a brat. Sometimes we don't eat the buns. Like, we just cut them up. Sometimes I feel like I eat too much bread. Sometimes. I love bread, but I sometimes feel like I eat too much of it. But yeah, those are really good. We got those from Aldi. We get actually most of our groceries from Aldi and Walmart. Once in a while, we'll go to our other grocery store, Hy-Vee, and we have another like family-owned one called Jim's that we go to occasionally. So we'll go to that, but they're pretty high priced, like Hy-Vee. So we'll go, you know, Jim's is right by our house. So if we need to get something quick, we'll get it. So, all right, the next color I'm going to use, let's see, number 23, which is purple. So since I already used this color, I was like, oh, they don't really have much for purple left. So I chose, I think it's Clematis. I'm not sure. It's number 23. Might have said that wrong. So we're just going to go with the flow, and that works perfect for a purple, I think. We're almost finished, you guys. We're doing pretty good. Good timing tonight. No, but when I was cooking supper earlier, oh, I thought I was going to be sick. I got a bad migraine. And I was just like, oh, maybe I'm just really hungry. I need to eat something. Which it did help, but I drank a bunch of water too. And it's still like, I still kind of feel it there, but it wasn't like it was. So I'm gonna probably, tonight, even though it's late, I might take a hot bath and then go to bed. I used to get really, really bad migraines years ago. I was on a prescription for them. I had them so bad, like so bad. I'd get like sick almost every time, and I couldn't have the lights on or anything. Any movement, I would like freak out because my head. This is before kids, or before I met my husband. I was on medication for him because, oh. Medication helped, but it made me feel kind of loopy. Then after a while, I got to wean off them, and I didn't have them. And now every once in a while, I'll get a migraine. Not all the time like I used to. I used to get them like a lot during the month. Like a couple times a week even. But now if I get one, I usually just take some Excedrin migraine. And that usually kicks the curb most of the time. Any of you suffer from migraines? I mean, I've gotten them so bad that I'm throwing up because my head hurts so bad. They're not fun, let me tell you that. I told my husband when I was making supper, I was like, oh, my head hurts so bad, I'm not feeling good. When he came back in from outside, I told him that. But after supper is when I give my daughter a bath, and then my son takes a shower. And usually for school he would in the day before school, but he's on spring break, so I make him take a shower at night before bed because they're outside playing all day. So okay, I missed 22, so that was the eggplant. So let me go back, and then we have one more and we're finished. And you know what? I think that is fruit. I don't know if that's an apple and an orange, maybe, or strawberry. Hard to decipher. Those look like grapes, though, and it looks yummy. I want a slushie. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so 28 is going to be salmon. And this is the color I picked for salmon. I don't know how well it's going to go, but I picked Pastel Rose, number 13 in the Ohuhu. All right, looks like that is it. We finished the picture. Let me hold it up more so you guys can see. What do you guys think? I like that. That looks like a fun picture. At first I was like, what? I don't know what this is all going to be, what this is going to turn out to be, but I really like it. Ready for a slushie out on the summer day or a smoothie. My kids could have smoothies every day. Oh, I almost forgot to show you the book again. Mindware Coloring Collection, Color by Number, Mystery Mosaics. Use Color to Reveal Secret Images, Book 9 by Mindware. I'll link everything below like normal, like I always do. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. That would help me out. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful night and happy coloring. See you next time. Bye.